As the ball dropped in Times Square, numerology raised hopes in many for clear, or at least improving vision. The world got just that, but the eye-opening came in an unexpected manner. The heightened stress of the pandemic amplified suppressed voices. George Floyd's death highlighted abusive overreach based on race. Women exposed the subversion of personal freedom by entitled, powerful men, exemplified by Harvey Weinstein. Asian Americans suffered violent, misdirected anger, and Mother Earth continued to complain about how we exploit her. History repeats itself when we fail to fully understand its message. We often choose to repair things only partially. Slavery was abolished, but no safe landing zone was furnished. Women were given the vote, but representation was not equalized. Segregation outlawed, but integration thwarted. LGBTQ+ unions granted, but marital benefits withheld. The music of Frederick Rzewski speaks boldly for the marginalized. Though not a household name, this American composer and pianist was highly praised for his prodigious output, particularly on piano. His best-known works have a political angle, though they are a small portion of his oeuvre. Early in his career, he had aspirations that music could bring people together and improve their well-being. Warm but prickly, he embraced both family and community. And his socialist leanings empowered him to share his opinions, especially with respect to historical injustices, including Black Lives Matter most recently. His early improvisational and collaborative work in electronic music may have been what freed him to use the human voice, the piano, and other non-musical objects in a broad palette of unexpected ways. Like a master artist, he honed his counterpoint technique before coloring outside the lines, seen most obviously in his piano repertoire. His music, though modern, is still quite listenable, and this is probably because he just wrote down what was in his head. He shone a light on suffering prisoners, reminded us of the founding principles of our country. He supported the working class.
Old man sergeant sitting at the desk.
The cotton mill was a symbol of economic efficiency in America for most of our history, and the cotton gin made it possible. That invention increased the demand for slave labor to cultivate the cotton so much that when the Civil War began, the Winnsboro County population was well over 50% black and enslaved. Winnsboro was one city where local officials arrested and other white people beat the Freedom Riders in the 1960s. The mill also endangered both children, who were allowed to work long hours, and women, who hoped it was a stepping stone to a better life. Though successive laws worked slowly over time to improve conditions, in 1954, Pete Seeger was still singing of government complicity in favoring profits over health at the Winnsboro cotton mill. When we finally hear marginalized voices, we have choices. Do we look away or stare into inequality's eyes? Turn our backs or lift up the voice of social justice? Act independently or ask the afflicted what they actually need? As we reflect on this time, we see clear threads with foggy seams. We have experienced the importance of family and friends, quiet time, human touch, and a greater responsibility to our fellow humans and planet. Hopefully, we have grown and continue to take time to honor the crisp edges of pain and examine the afterimages of what we learned.